Shin's a very grooved player. Likes to get into her zone. Case in point.
Love.
Great technician. Very happy to just get on with it.
Love 2. One, two.
And really, it's, as we've seen so much of defensive-minded players, an opportunity to get forward and attack when she can. Goes for that higher toss backhand service. And then gets into her groove before the forehand comes out. But
3-1.
nicely done by Shin Yubin, just took the pace off it there. Didn't give her anything to work with once Linda had settled into that attack mode. That ball just dying on her. There's the new punchy, crunchy start from Shin Yubin. Found a good angle on that as well. Looking to command on the forehand once again, but just missing on that occasion. Jumped right around outside the table.
Again,
though, looking to bring some real variety on the service, just dipping down into a chopping service there, Linda. She knows that that's going to have to be her weapon. Surprise factor. And then she's a little angry with herself then, off that backhand. But naturally, look how far back off the table she is, right from the get-go, Bergstrom.
Seven, 2.
Frustrated with herself. Student of psychology, Linda, and somebody who's very, very smart in terms of the way she approaches the game, but there's power coming out of here from Shin that she's struggling at times to deal with.
2-8.
Unable yet to really get into that groove backhand chop that serves her so well, and it's kind of been a hybrid performance so far. Shin Yubin's given us exactly what you'd expect to see from her, in particular looking to get onto that forehand whenever possible.
3-8.
Well, that's the classic duel we'd expect in this match. Shin lifting, Linda looking to just chop and deny her that opportunity. But when we've seen Bergstrom get onto the forehand, that's when the points have gone against her.
Nine, 4.
It's a 9-4 game. And it's one in which Shin Yubin looks as if she's just learning as she goes here. That's what she wants, and we've seen that so many times. 6 game points. Where does Bergstrom make an impact on Shin's game? Great service receive.
11-4.
Wrong footing the opponent there. And the question hangs in the air really here, because we know what we're going to get from Shin, and it's been a powerful statement in that first game. And that's what Linda's up against right now. She was just wrong-footed there as that one came back, and then once she'd lost that advantage, that's punishing from Shin. Well played, first game for the Korean, and she's off in the corner having won 11-4.
그리고 한쪽 갔을 때 공격한다고 해도 내가 끊어서 툭툭 가는 거 막 세진 않잖아. 지금 저 아까처럼 초반처럼 툭툭 받아주다가 다시 백타타는 유빈이 너 미드를 또 몰아주고 계속 이런 식으로 연결하는 거 제가 길게 서비스를 길게 넣어주고 백 쪽을 많이 오니까 하다가 한 번씩 또 한쪽으로 섞어주고 들어오면 또 강하게 나가도 돼.
So a first game that threw up really a lot of problems for the Swede as much as anything there. Shin Yubin is going to come at you. She's going to look to get on the forehand in particular. But we saw more forehands from Linda Bergstrom in that first game than you might have expected.
Bergstrom to serve. Level.
The problem being that she can't really do enough with them to harm her opponent. And there's the thing.
Love one.
If she gets on to that backhand with the longer pips, yes, she can just chop away, cut away. She might feel that that isn't going to take her anywhere, but the forehand is not enough of a weapon. If you look at Honoka Hashimoto, for example, she's able to come in even on the backhand and she can get a bit more out of it as an attacking force. No attack coming whatsoever from Bergstrom on the backhand.
2-1.
Short game, variety, service. As soon as they get into exchanges, it's too easy for Shin because she knows if she plays to that Bergstrom forehand, she's only going to get something looping back that she can play again. Two all. Half an opportunity. They were both back off the table again there. But it's not enough of a weapon. The Bergstrom forehand.
2-3.
She's trying to manufacture something there on the backhand that was never quite right. And again, out to the forehand. Apologizes there. Seen this before, trying to make something happen on that forehand. Not quite able to execute. 2-6.
Let 2-6. Two, 7.
It's a familiar tale, and Shin Yubin is more than happy to just take it out to that forehand and say to Linda, what have you got? Again, that one more central, awkward ball, but it's now 9-2. And remember, it was 2-all not that long ago. Drilled for 8 game points for a 2-love lead. And this one is slipping and sliding fast away from the Swede. Oh, beautifully done.
11-2.
Say what you will about
Shin.
their opponent's inability so far to make any impact. Shin Yubin has played some lovely shots here. This isn't something we've seen an awful lot of there, but it was just too easy. She executes that to perfection. Look at the length she got on that. So in the end, what looked like being a tight game early on turned into a procession. 11-2 to go with an 11-4. This opening match in women's singles group 10. It's Shin Yubin in a hurry.
조금은 중간에 여기로 많이 몰리긴 하거든. 모르는 건 전에 한 번씩은 또 일로 가도 돼. 좀 얘가 이제 너무 지킨다 싶으면 아니면 또 계속 당하면 계속 해줄 때는 거죠. 이거 수비랑 하면 또 항상 또 어영부영 하다가 또 넘어가면 안 되니까 좀 초반에 또 쪼여가야 되는 확실히 감 잡기 전에 빨리 뛰는 거 같아요. 너무 있으면 줄이면
네?
유빈이 너무 있으면 줄이면 질 게 없으니까.
하이도 좀 놓고 치는 거거든요. 계속 잘.
Third game. Shin to serve. Level.
And that's the point at the start of the game that really sums up what we've seen over the preceding two games. When it goes to the backhand, yes, she'll chop underneath it, but unable to chop with the forehand, limiting the options really for Bergstrom, who just keeps it in play really for Shin, who's happy to then command, which she does again.
Fault.
Fault called.
Angle.
On the angle.
Challenge.
Is there a challenge? Yes, there is. Off we go to a review. Saw one earlier on today and challenged, seeing as it was a call from a fault straight away. And I think it turned out to be about 45 degrees, if I'm not mistaken. But why not? It was in the Eugene Wang Thibaut Poirier match. I think it was Wang who challenged as soon as he was faulted, only to be told, yeah, that was the right call, quite comfortably. Let's see what happens this time for Linda Bergstrom. We'll have a replay for you very, very soon. And if nothing else, it might give Linda a chance just to regroup here, no matter what happens with the ultimate decision on this call. And remember, if the call is not vertical, it means that it was beyond the permissible 30 degrees off vertical. And it is by 8.73. So it's verticality in any direction. Tossed back into a position in which to feed that tomahawk chop.
Timeout.
And a timeout called straight off the back of that decision as well. So, time for Linda to listen.
Jag kan styra om bäcken också. Ja, men det känns som att få lite mindre feeling någonting på knappt sättet slag, känns det som. Alltså, sättningar och så. Det blir som att så fort, ja då ska jag deffa bäcken och då blir jag så här, vad fan ska jag göra nu?
Ja, det blir precis. Det blir ju väldigt lite deffspel generellt. Jag vet inte om du vill verkligen. En väg måste du prova i alla fall.
Ja,
antingen hissar eller om du vill gå lite mer aggressivt. Prova någonting. Försöka komma in som ett verkligen så ha nära bollspel så hårt.
Nej.
Kom
Kom igen, så kör vi.
gör vi.
So the instructions coming from Tobias Bergman there. And that comes off the back of
Love 3.
a fault on a service. So another point gone. She's 2 down and she's 3 love down. That's the best we've seen
3-1.
from Linda Bergstrom. Started that exchange backhand all the way, but then eventually got herself in a position to actually make that forehand count. But back comes Shin Yubin.
4-1.
She's such a drilled player, Shin, such accomplished power hitter. If you let her settle, she's going to bring the heat. Yeah, straight away, her first movement then was to get around onto a forehand should she need it. So Bergstrom has burned the timeout. She's 5-1 down. She can't afford to lose this game, of course, otherwise she'll have lost her first match here in this group. The third player in Group 10, incidentally, is Singaporean Zheng Jian.
Just
makes you wonder why she doesn't turn to that a little bit more often. Just grooving that backhand chop, looking to just try and use that and the spin she gets on it as an offensive weapon.
6-3.
Again, that one just diving into the net because of the amount of spin on the back of it. But she surrendered the initiative the minute she played the forehand there. Not enough penetration, and it gave Shin Yubin a chance to get around it. Show of frustration from Linda there as that one finds the net. Again,
9-3.
She really is pounding that forehand. You could see the lateral movement that Bergstrom got on the ball, but it didn't phase Shin Yubin in one bit. And look at that, straight into position, left leg out.
Nine, 4.
And at the moment, that looks like Bergstrom's best way to a point because she was way back and really anticipating the worst there. Back it comes again.
10.
She knows what's coming and she knows how to deal with it. And with that, takes herself to the brink of victory here. She still has 5 match points, though, Shin, to get this finished up. And if it's served up in her hitting zone, well, she will hit it. Lovely angle on that one. Beautiful action. Cuffing around the outside of that, and that dragged it into a position that Bergstrom couldn't cope with. As a result, it's a straightforward victory, this one, for Shin Yubin, the 21-year-old, off to a winning start here in the ITTF World Cup here in Macau. And in the women's singles group 10, she now will be taking on Zheng Jian in her second match of the group with 2 points to her name already.